G'day Blue Baggers, Tim here on my lonesome once again. Missing Grant Miller, the other Blues drummer. We are inching towards a triumphant return, hopefully this weekend. A few little issues have set us back, including audio issues, which anyone that watched us last year knows that has been a problem. I think we're going to change, definitely going to have a go at changing our broadcast software, and the test last week looked positive. Anyway, we hope to do something this weekend. Fingers crossed. Just wanted to get on here and do a quick preview of the Pies, but mostly just address a few issues at the moment. It's no surprise to me we've made a slow start to the year. And if I had posted this last night, I would have looked like a genius. But a couple of people have cottoned onto it today. First thing I read on social media, someone was sort of had cottoned onto the same theory I have. And then I listened to a couple of podcasts, and a couple of others are sort of on the fringe of working it out as well. It's no surprise it made a slow start to me. I figured we would. I figured we'd drop possibly 4 or 5 games. And I'll circle back to why I think that is. But I'd first of all like to talk about some of the crap that I'm hearing from the media and supporters. And the first one is, they play a contested game of football, and that's just, it's too much energy doing that, and it's an outdated mode of football, and I don't think this list is good enough to do it, blah blah blah. Name one football team that doesn't play contested football. You can't play football without a contest. Like, contested football is, you have to do it, so it's kind of silly, right? Hawthorn. Do you think of Hawthorn as a contested football team? Probably not. You think of them as the greatest exponents of outside run and uncontested possession football, transition, all of that stuff. Yeah, sure. But I'll tell you what, their pressure rating against us was through the roof. So don't think for a second they're not playing contested football. Don't think for a second any team is not putting some importance on contested football. The way we play contested football, I think too many of us get sucked into the contest, and that enables teams to get outside and spread, and they up the contest, which we don't like. It draws too many of us in, and then they're free on the outside. Once they get on that outside, that's when you get tired, because you're running and chasing all night, not because you're contesting. Really good analysis of that. I think it's called the Saba show. Why Carlton is the dumbest football team in the AFL. I'll put a link in the description. I'll chase it up again. Really, really well done. But apart from that, that's an easy fix. That's just a couple of guys at each contest getting a bit of width and a little bit of setup issues. That's an easy fix. You don't sack Michael Voss over that, I don't think. Also, people have got a real short memory. Did we or did we not add more elements to our game last year in 2024? Did you see slingshot transition from the half-back line? Yes. Did you see some more uncontested sort of marking possession sort of football from us? Yes, absolutely. What's his name? Selwood said in the commentary in one of the games last year, this is so great to watch. Carlton have added 2 or 3 more gears to their game. And all these idiots out there saying, their game is just contested football. I mean, it blows my mind what short memories we've got. So it's all going to click into place real soon. That's the good news, I believe. And we've been playing really good football. We took it to Hawthorn. Hawthorn is most people's favourite at this stage to win the premiership. We took it to them. And we really took it to them. And I'll tell you what, the umpires, no one's talking about that. The umpires really screwed us over in that game. They cost us about 4 or 5 goals from my reckoning, watching the replay. Same with the Bulldogs. We should have won that game. We absolutely were belting them. We did let them back in, but the umpires really swung the momentum of that game as well. Now, I know we can't blame the umpires, but the point is we're playing really good footy. We just haven't had the result as yet. So what's going to be the difference? Well, I'll talk about why I think we were going to have a slow start this year. In 2023, we made the prelim, as we all know, and it took us a while to get going that year. And I don't know where I heard this, but I remember someone saying that Andrew Russell got up at the end of that year and said basically that he undertrained them a little bit. Now, that makes sense as to why it took us a while to get going in 2023. What happened in 2024? They flogged them in the off-season for two reasons. Voss wanted them fitter, and the other one was to make opening round and to play well in those first few rounds and then have the bye. And it seems like they upped the training loads all round last year. And what happened? From going for that, from that incredible performance against Geelong, where we looked $1 million and every aspect of the game was on fire, we then just petered out for the rest of the season. We looked fatigued, and then we broke down with injuries. And we weren't the only ones. Sydney did the exact same thing. Now, Sydney limped through to the grand final, but they were the walking wounded. They were absolutely buggered in the grand final. So here's the scenario. You had a year where we were slightly undertrained and we built and developed. To the end of the year, we were looking pretty good. The following year, we were overtrained and we broke down. So if you're a fitness coach, the new fitness coach coming in, you've watched this happen, and not only that, the main core group of your players are from sort of 27, late 20s through to early 30s, and there's been a history throughout the club in the last few years of soft tissue injuries. Do you think you're going to overtrain them, or you think you're going to sort of back off a bit and let them build fitness as the games go on? That's exactly what I think is happening. And I reckon when it all clicks and the fitness is there, I think we're going to play fucking great footy, because we've been playing good footy, and when it clicks, we're going to be unbeatable. So that's the good news. And it could be tomorrow night against the Pies. Not sure. I was a bit flat this afternoon when I saw that Harry Mackay's not playing. But then when I saw the team selection, I was sort of excited. It looks a little different, and it looks like, once again, Voss is trying different things in the selection, which I reckon is great. I think it worked pretty well last week, putting Lewis Young up forward. I was really sceptical, but he had a blinder, apart from costing us the game with one little moment last week. So, yeah, I think all the elements of the game, we're not just a contested football team. We see transition, we see uncontested possession football, we see switching of the play. I just can't believe how stupid people are. I think that maybe the team has gotten used to losing. I think they're a bit addicted to it, and I think as supporters we're a bit addicted to trashing our team, us included. I mean, we made lots of jokes last year about deck chair Charlie and all that sort of thing. Maybe we all need to back off a little bit. So maybe Grant and I will just turn our cynicism and the political incorrectness to other teams and back off on our team a little bit. No, I really think it's going to turn at any point. I really do. And I think we're going to play great footy. So here's hoping it's tomorrow night against the Pies. I would love to beat those guys. We're capable of doing it, and I think, if it's not this week, if we lose this week, I'm not going to be worried. I still think it's all going to click for Carlton. So heads up, everybody, go Blues.